It's easy money, so I've heard. My simple strategy that made me into a profitable trader in the last 33 years. If you want to be profitable and you want to make money in the markets, you don't need a system, you need a strategy, and you need a business plan. I don't know how many times I told you guys this, but I'm going to tell you again today, and we're going to go through it, and we're going to go over this and try and figure out why it is that we're so caught up on a system and we're missing out on the strategy. Guys, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rob. For those of you who do know me, I am still Rob. It's Coffee with Rob. We're having a wee bit of coffee. Let me get this mic out the way so I can have a bit of coffee. I don't know how long you've been trading. I don't know if you've been trading for a few years. I don't know if you've just started yesterday. I don't know if you've been trading for 33 years like myself. But in the years that I've been trading, I came to the aha moment that it's not the lines, it's not the squiggly lines that make you the money in the markets, that it's actually a business plan and it's actually a strategy. And so many people can't separate the two because we get caught up in learning about lines. We get caught up in learning about systems and indicators on the markets because it's fancy. You got your computer and you got all these screens and you got all these fancy indicators and you got all these fancy charts moving up and down. And it's a bit like machines making your mind move around, and you get excited because you see this stuff happening. And I think it has an effect on our psyche, and this is why trading becomes addictive. Trading becomes addictive because I myself get addicted to computers. I really enjoy computers, and I've got involved in this, and that's why I have a YouTube channel, because I love making things happen with computers, and I've done that with trading as well. You know, your different systems and your different little screens and things attached and the way things move up and down and what have you. Is it really about making money? Think about this. Is it really about making money, or is it about having fun with trading? You know, if you're going to be successful in trading, you're going to have to keep at it. You're going to have to keep going, and you're going to have to get better at it. You see, one of the biggest issues is so many people get involved in trading. They go on a course, and the first thing that happens on that course is they teach you you're going to learn, you're going to turn $100 into $1 million, and you're going to have a win rate, and you're going to win every trade, and go home believing this, because on a demo, that's actually quite possible. It's possible to do that. On a demo, you can effectively trade and win 7, 8 trades out of 10 quite easily. The other thing you get caught up in is the system. You believe that a bunch of lines and system is going to give you an edge in the market, and it's going to give you that win rate that you need, that edge that you need to win more trades than you lose, because that's the way you believe it's going to work out for you. Thing is, it's very difficult to win more trades than you lose with a profit. It's really easy. Now listen to this, because you might not catch it. It's really easy to make more wins on the systems, but with smaller profits. And what do you mean by that, Rob? Well, it's quite simple, really. If I take 10 trades, I can win 8 trades in a row by winning. Every time it goes into a profit, take the profit. Every time it goes into a profit, take the profit. Every time it goes into a profit, take the profit. In other words, I make $10 on 8 trades. But on the 9th trade, when it goes into a loss, I keep following that loss down, because I don't want to see a loss. I want to see another green one. So I dollar cost average, I move the stop loss away, and I keep following the trade down. Eventually, I lose $900 on the 9th trade, and I've won $80 on the 8 trades before that, which were hard work, by the way. It was really hard work making that $80. Now I'm $820 down, and I don't know why, because I've got a win rate of 8 out of 10. How does that work? You've got to get your mind around the fact that you need a plan when you go into trading. You don't need squiggly lines. You do need them. Don't get me wrong. You do need them. You need them because you need to choose a trade. You need to buy and sell in the market. You need to trade. And what the squiggly lines do for you is they give you the ability to manage your risk. They give you the ability to apply your plan. That's what they do, because they draw a line in the sand and you can determine where you want to buy and where you want to sell. But that's it. That's all it can do for you. It can't win you a trade. It can't do anything further than that, than apply an area for you to decide where you want to take your trade. That's all it can do. I hope you get that, because that's important. That's as far as the lines take you. If you go to the charts, let's go to the charts. Let's have a look. Here we are on the charts. And on the charts, effectively, what we've got is a situation of, here we are, chart. What you've got a stop loss and you've got a take profit. All you can do is say, I want my stop loss over there. I want my take profit over there. And this is going to run, and it's going to either take out your top stop loss or it's going to take out your profit. There's no in-between area. There's no halfway. Hopefully that makes sense. But effectively, that is what it's all about. You're just looking for that point of entry on your trade. You see, if I was to toss a coin 10 times, boom, ding, it'll land on tails 5 times. It'll land on heads 5 times. You should agree with that. It's 50-50. That's the chance. That's the odds. But if I said to you, every time it lands on tails, I'm going to pay 2 times. And for every time it lands on heads, I'm going to take 1 away. I don't know anyone who wouldn't choose tails, because the odds are in your favor. Clearly, the odds are in your favor. And that's as simple as the strategy gets. When you trade on the lines, when you're trading on those lines, the only thing that you're getting from that is the ability to take the trade. It's not going to give you an advantage. So that point of your trade is 50-50. Every time. You can take it with the system, without a system, with indicators, without indicators. It's going to be the same thing. The way you make the profit is by having a strategy that keeps you in the game. And that strategy is simple. And that's why I showed you on the chart that you're just looking for that stop loss and you're looking for that take profit. You position yourself in the market. Doesn't matter what instrument. Doesn't matter what time frame. All it matters is you position yourself. The trick is, if you have a $25,000 account, $100,000 account, $1 million account, doesn't matter. We'll use a $25,000 because that's what people understand. And it's a relative amount. Risk 1% on every single trade. You can risk whatever amount you want and whatever percentage you want. I choose 1% because 1% works for me. The reason it works for me is if I risk 1% every single trade off the account, then if I lose 10 trades in a row, which shouldn't happen, I lose 10% of the account, totally recoverable. I don't lose the whole account. I lose 10% of the account. Keep the account size the same on every account. In other words, if it runs down to $22,000 from $25,000, don't start changing your risk to 220. Keep it at 250. Keep the account size in your head at 25,000. If it goes up to 30,000, don't leave the money there. Take the profit out. Leave the account at 25,000. That's your account size. If you want to change the account size, make a conscious decision to do that at the time when you're ready to do that. Don't let the account size change itself. Don't get caught up in nitty-gritties. So, for example, I say 1% of the account, and if it's not exactly $250, you start panicking. If it's 220, if it's 270, it's close enough. Just keep it in that area every single trade. And the main reason I do this is not only for the 10 trades and the 10%, but also if you don't change your loss amount, then the strategy works. Because if you change your loss amount, the strategy doesn't work anymore. Because if you favor one trade over another, the one trade that you favored with the higher risk is the one that's going to lose, and the trade that you didn't favor with a lower risk is the one that's going to win, and you're going to end up shambling the whole strategy into pieces because you're not going to make that profit that you require. The whole point of this is to make more on your wins and lose less on your losses. You can get out of your trades early and take less losses because that's important. It's important to do that. You can get out of your trades early on the long side or on the winning side as well. If you see that the trade's going pear-shaped, take your profit, walk away. There's nothing wrong with that. No one's holding that against you, and nobody's watching you in the market. Believe me, you're all alone in this. Nobody cares about you, particularly the pros. They really don't care about you. They don't care where your stop loss is. They don't care where your take profit is. All they care about is looking for their liquidity and making money. They're not interested in you. You don't exist. You're too small. Do you know how little of the market retail traders make up? We're so small. I believe we're less than 5% or something like that. We're tiny in the greater scheme of things. So don't think that your trade's going to make much difference to the markets. All you're doing is riding the piggy bank of that big money, and you're trying to make the money out of it. So risk 1% every single trade. Now you've got an idea of how much you want to risk, $250. But how do I apply this? How do I apply this to every single trade? Not difficult. It's easy. All you got to do is look at the trade that you want to take. Say, this is the trade I want to take. On the trade, look at the chart, and this is what the charts are for. This is where the charts come in handy. You look at the chart and you say, if the price got to this level, I wouldn't want to be in this trade. I wouldn't want to take this trade because it would be completely invalid. It would be ridiculous. I'm going long and that would be going short. So why would I be in that trade? That's where you want your stop loss. You take your stop loss, put it out there. This year I have found myself putting my stop loss a little bit further out because it's been a bit volatile. So I've found myself just pushing the stop loss a little bit further out so that it doesn't get taken out for no reason at all. Then I work out the $250 back from the stop loss to the cost. How many lots, how many pips, whatever the case. Now I know the size of my trade. It might be 0.2 lots, it might be 0.4, it might be 4 lots. Who knows the size of my trade? Now I worked it out. Then all I've got to do is look at the reward. Is there enough reward in this trade? Can I make some money with this trade? Is there a possibility of this? Because if there is, then I want to take that trade. If it's going to give me back more than the $250 that I'm risking. But if it's only going to give me $50 back, then I don't want to take that trade. Then I'm completely wasting my time, and I don't want the trade, if that makes sense to you. Now, the trade is paying me back, let's say it's paying me back $300. Let's say it's paying me back $400. It's not exactly 2 to 1, but it's close enough, and it's a good trade. You take the trade, you've got the trade. All you have to do now is leave it. It's positioned. What you can do when it goes up into a reasonable profit is you can take the stop loss now, move it up to cost, maybe put a trailing stop on it, and watch it. And when it gets close to your take profit, if you're awake, unlike many cases where you're asleep when it gets taken out, that's fine, you make a profit anyway. But if you're watching the chart and you're seeing the chart and you actually see it happening, you can move the stop loss right up behind it at the take profit and take the take profit and move it away a little bit. Or you can add to the trade, whatever the case, because now you're in the profit. The whole basis of trading, guys, is follow the winners, not the losers. Every single one of you here probably follows the losers. I don't know anybody who hasn't dollar cost averaged in their time, including myself, or moved the stop loss away, including myself. We've all done it. We've all done it in the past. I mean, I had to go through the learning curve, and I'm making these videos so that maybe you can see it before you get there. But you all do it. Everyone does it. And it's one of the biggest mistakes we can all make. And it's all caused by the fear of loss, FOMO, the fear of missing out. Patience is a big one in the market. Being patient, waiting for a trade to play out properly before you take it. Going into profit is one of the more difficult things. I know you've all targeted a $300 or $400 profit and taken profit at $50. I mean, I don't know anybody who hasn't done that either. I see green, I see some profit, got it. And then it goes all the way and it makes $1,000 and you think, why didn't I stay in that trade? Oh, fear of missing out. You think, well, I've got that profit, I need to take it. And you take it. And then you justify it by telling everyone, the profit's a profit, isn't it? It's a good thing. Well, that's not really a good justification. You had a plan and you just threw it out the window and just grabbed what you could. So you're back to scalping. You're not really making money. See where I'm going with this? You've got to stick to what your whole concept, your whole business. This is a business. This is not a game. This is a business. The whole idea of the business is to make a profit. And if you don't make enough profit in a 365-day period, a year, you're going to look back and say, I'm not making enough money. I need to make a bit more. Or if you make a loss for that year, you're going to look back and say, what am I going to do next year? I need to make more. I need to make money. How many years have you got of loss before you're in trouble, before you don't have any income? You see, the trouble with psychology as well and fear, and I've mentioned this on my live shows, once this becomes your sole income, the level of fear steps up a hell of a lot more. I've told you guys before that most traders lose money. Most traders lose money. The risk is extreme. 60 to 80% of traders lose money. Position trading on 4-hour or day charts. 99% of traders lose money on day trading. It's an insane figure. And you have to get your head around this. You have to understand that if you don't like trading, or if you don't like risk and you don't like money, losing money, then you probably shouldn't be trading. It's really difficult. Guys, while you're here, join the members area. Get a trade of the day every day. Get a few other perks, whatnot. Don't forget to subscribe. It'll be helpful to the channel. It's good for the channel. I like to see the channel grow. And if you need a funded account, there is one in the description as well, or a free Forex book. It's also there. Go and grab it for yourself. Anyway, to get back to the point of the risk goes up. The pain goes up when you are trading with a sole purpose. What you're trading is the sole provider of your income. You see, if you have a backup, if you have other sources of income coming in, maybe you've got a job, or maybe you have a business, or whatever else you've got that's bringing money in, then you know that if you lose in trading, or if you don't make the target that you've set, it's a little bit more relaxing. You still don't want to lose money, but it's a little bit more relaxing because you know you've got that cover. You're not going to be in the street. But if the only thing bringing you money is the stock market or Forex trading or whatever it is you do, then you know that the buck stops here. And that pain threshold rises insanely. Now the risk becomes even higher. What happens next is you take a loss. You take a loss, and what your psychology does is it starts fighting with you and telling you that you need to make that money back. And when that happens, you start revenge trading. And when you start revenge trading, that's when it starts to become painful, because it doubles up, it gets worse, and you know the scenario. This is where it becomes dangerous, when it becomes your sole income. You can't get around that. It's the same as day trading. Guys say, I'm going to go in and I'm going to trade for 2 hours and then I'm going to take the rest of the day off. I'm not going to trade anymore. I'm going to go in, I'm going to make a quick $200, whether it be pounds, dollars, whatever, and then that's me for the day. And greatest plans of mice and men. You go in and you start trading at the open, and you've got all this plan, and now I'm going to take this long here, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to make $200. And this works for 3 days, maybe. And then you go in and you do this and you take a loss. And it might only be a $200 loss. Maybe you put a stop loss in and you think, okay, that's fine. First one's a loss. Let's do another trade. And then you lose again. Let's say you have a losing streak of 3. Now you're $600 down. You're supposed to be making $200 for the day. What do I do now? Now, are you going to shut down after the 2 hours and say, well, that's me, I'm off now, let me go and have a cup of coffee? Or or you're going to want to sit there, try and make that $600 back. In fact, 800, because you need to make 200 for the day. So now you end up sitting there for 12 hours, not 2 hours, 12 hours, trying to get that money back. And you finish the day, not $600 in a loss, $1,200 in a loss. Now what do? Your overall picture, first 3 days it worked. So you make $200, $200, $200. So you got $600. The fourth day, after all that pain, you've lost $1,200. So you're actually $600 in the red. So now what are you going to do on the fifth day? You're going to go in there and you're going to try and make up that loss. Okay, we all know where it's going to go from there, don't we? That's why I say to you guys, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. Your psychology is going to work against you and is going to destroy you, which is why I position trade. You'll find most old traders like myself, or traders that have been in the market for a long time, migrate towards position trading, migrate towards slower time frames. We migrate towards this type of trading because we can position ourselves. We don't have to stress about it. We know the market will either play out or not play out. And we also understand that the market is a 50-50 game, that the chances of us winning are 5 out of 10, which is really good actually, because most traders do not break even. Most traders do not win 5 out of 10 trades. In fact, some of the best traders in the world, most profitable traders, only wins 3 out of 10 trades, maybe 2 out of 10 trades. And it's because they don't care about the other 7 or the other 8 that lost. Those were small. They got out quickly, threw them away. Waste of time. They concentrated on the winners, and that's where they make their money. That's how the money's made, guys. I hope you're going to get around that. If you're not sure, I do have a lot of videos in my system that show you the systems on how to trade. But the strategy, I do give you in every video, but this video is all about strategy. It's all about business plan. So I hope it's helped you. I hope you can subscribe and come back to the channel. Join us for the live shows. Have a bit of fun every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesdays we have it a little bit earlier at 1100 GMT plus 2, and on Thursdays we have it a little bit later at 1400 GMT plus 2, so we can cover the whole world. And I go over systems for you and how to trade, how not to trade, a little bit of information. It's not just trading. It's not just buying and selling. We do have a little funded account for everyone together where you guys can choose trades together with me, and we do that sort of thing as well. But I'm not there just to show you my trades and tell you, oh, look, I made $200 or anything. No, we don't do that. There I actually sit and I answer your questions and I give you education on those live shows. So join me on those live shows for that. It's going to help you. It helps me as well because it keeps me in touch with people. This is a very lonely game, guys. You're going to find that out. Trading is lonely. You're all by yourself. Don't forget to subscribe. Keep your feet on the ground. Reach for the sky. And I'll chat to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching the video. Cheers, ciao, and bye.